So rest. Tonight on HCS Now, we have the one and only Snipedown. Pew, pew, pew. Psh, psh.
Melee.
All right, I got to put this up.
Oh, God. Bad
Sorry
timing.
about that. All right, tonight on HCS Now. What's up, guys? I'm your host, Computer, and as always, I am joined with my two co-hosts.
Hypothetical. Oh, it's at the same time.
All right, let's talk some Halo. Yeah, so we have a special guest for you guys tonight. It is Envy Snipedown, and we're going to bring him on the show for you right now. Yes, we just watched your very, very cool intro we made for you. Cool. All right, so Snipedown, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and you got lots of stuff coming up in the Halo scene. You got Season 2 right around the corner.
Right around the corner. It's like a couple days.
Yeah, lots of open.
We're starting here on Wednesday, getting the vetoes out of the way now, and excited to start our next season.
Back to work for you guys. You guys have been like unemployed for a while, and now it's back to work. You guys got to stop being lazy, all right?
Yeah, no kidding. We're definitely it's definitely nice for me. You know, we had that longer break since EG didn't make it to the finals for season 1, so I've had a longer break than most here, but definitely excited to get back into the season.
Yeah. Now, how does it feel to look as good as you do and play video games for a living?
I don't know. It's just still a blessing, to be honest. I've been doing this for almost a decade now, and it's shaped me as a person, my character. Some of my mannerisms, everything really about me has been involved with gaming for such a big portion of my life that I couldn't be any more blessed to be able to do this for a living. Surrounded by people that have the same ideals and passions as me, so it's really cool, and I'm hoping to keep it going as long as possible.
It is National Video Game Day. It's something we forgot to say.
I did see that on Twitter, yeah.
And I haven't really talked about that, but yeah, it's cool to have a day dedicated to us.
To be honest, I never heard of this.
You never heard of this?
No, I never heard of this.
You don't get on Twitter enough. Okay, take us back to the days. Okay, let's get to the serious stuff. Take us back to the days when you started thinking about leaving EG. What triggered it? How did you present it to the team, and how did they handle it?
Honestly, like the whole process of us deciding that it's best to go separate ways was pretty mutually agreed upon. Whether it would be me staying on EG and then them finding another team, or whether it was me leaving EG and then them sticking and then me finding another team, that was pretty much the only thing that wasn't really set in stone. But after the season was over and after we realized that we weren't going to make it to the season 1 champs, we just kind of all were just on the same page that it wasn't going to work out. Something wasn't right there. We've been trying it for a while, and when you have so much success with people for so long, it's really hard to go through that turmoil stage, and if you don't get out of it, it just creates a strain, and that's pretty much what happened. And I think we've all been around for so long. I teamed with Roy Lunchtow. We were all big veterans in the game. We know how it is, and we just kind of just decided we could hopefully both see more success going our separate ways, and I hope that is actually what happens.
Yeah, I definitely would say that success is more important than just like sticking together. Like sometimes you just come up with it. It's got to change. It's
like you said, they try to make it work. They try to.
Yeah.
But if it's not working, it's not working.
Yeah. So if it's mutual, that's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I always wondered how did everybody was like so shocked when the trio was splitting up, and everybody was like, oh no, there's problems.
For sure. Like when it was rumored at the time when I first heard about it, and they said Snipedown was leaving EG, I was like, what? Yeah. Because everybody talked about Lunchbox and Roy to leave. Everybody's like, oh, they'll leave EG and Snipedown will stay, but it was vice versa.
Yeah, everyone thought that since I was the captain that I was gonna hold the team, but the whole seeding and keeping a seed kind of makes that difficult as well. So if it was just me staying on the team, then I would have to stay with Suspector as well. Yeah. And I like Aiden. Aiden's a great person, and I think he had plans to go play with Eco and Stellar. That was his plan. And I don't know if that was what we were looking for. If I didn't really want to like create that team myself, I thought there were better options possible to be made. So I knew that, you know, I don't want to like hold EG and then deal with like a whole bunch of others like behind the scenes processes that would have to be like, okay, can we hold the seed or like what's going to happen here? Because there's a lot of information that really wasn't public or that we even knew about at the time. So it just kind of seemed easier if, you know, the Twins hold it and hold EG, they'll keep EG, and they'll stay with their spot in the league, and then I can join another team that is already solidified in the league as well.
Now, this is where HCS really gets complicated when it comes to who holds the seed and, you know, and who can make moves, who can't, and hold the spot in the pro league. And it's really, really complicated sometimes, and it really gets in a messy situation, and we've seen that a lot with a lot of other teams. Was there one reason that you could probably point to that just started the breakdown between you and Lunchbox and Roy with the team, and you felt like it was just not working out? And was it hard for you to leave?
I think it would have been harder for me to leave if I felt like we still had a potential to succeed on the team, but I think we were just all at that point where we had different ideals on what needed to be accomplished in games and what specifics of setups, like when we want to push, when we want to hold things, like what is important to hold, what's important to block, we just had different, you know, ideas on what we wanted to accomplish, and that was something that, you know, we had a long time to figure out, and we couldn't do it, and I think we were all trying to change and weren't playing our natural play styles, and it was causing us to really not have our own, like, identity as players, and I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't just working out to a point where we all knew, and we couldn't wait another season because, you know, you got a whole another Worlds coming up eventually, and we want to find the teams that we want to go to that tournament with now instead of being like, oh, maybe we can get this to work, but if not, then we're really kind of stuck in a position where, you know, we could be potentially screwed. So I think it was definitely for the best that both these rosters ended up happening.
Yeah. Worlds is like so important to everybody because we know that's where the big prize is. I'm kind of curious, when are they going to start crowdfunding that? I've been waiting and see.
I'm not sure. I wish I knew too. I'll be promoting
they
the heck out of
they
that.
need to crowdfund that as soon as possible. We can get this big prize. Well, also UGC is crowdfunding their open event too, so if everybody wants to check that out and help crowdfund that prize pool for Snipedown and go and win.
Hopefully.
Give him your money now. Let's talk a little bit about Huke. He's like an up-and-coming star in the HCS. How much potential does he have as a player, and why did you wanted to team with Huke? What made you want to team with him?
Honestly, that information and like knowing that I wanted to team with him was pretty much instantaneous. As soon as we knew we weren't going to be in the league, it was just kind of like, I don't know, the whole fantasy HCS does those stats, which is really cool. It's really cool to participate in if you're a fan and you want to see how your players do in your picks. It's something that you can go out and put yourself in there. But honestly, him and I were like near the top of those leaderboards almost every week, and it was just something that I knew that outside of CLG, I feel like him and I are two of the more talented players, and I feel like together we can accomplish a lot. And if him and I, can get another duo, and it worked out perfectly because the two players that I would have wanted are Pistol and Miquin, and we ended up creating kind of our dream team for our available options. And I think Kyler respects all of us as a team and players. I know Ola, myself, and even Austin are all very talented players, and he's a new up-and-comer. I guarantee, he's excited to play with us. We're excited to play with him, and, there's no, like, oh, we're older, we know more. Like, we know how good he is. We know he's bringing a lot of new knowledge to our team, and it's really cool because anytime you pick up a new player, you're playing with new people, you learn like new things right away from their play styles, what they can bring to your team, and once you stay with the same team for so long, you don't really pick up on new stuff anymore. You kind of just like know what they do. So it's pretty nice.
That's interesting. You used a community-made website to help decide. I mean, that's pretty cool, actually. I mean, shout out to them for sure. We I know them. We tweet each other's tweets all the time. I really don't know them, but I know of them.
So
there's actually like not just them, but there's a couple websites. I know there's like Halo Data Hive, and there's
I know them.
Halo 5 Arena. It's just like the online tracking scrims and tracking like the weapons used in these games. It's actually, I've looked at these websites at my own personal stats and been like, wow, I don't use assault rifles enough. I need to start adding those more to my gameplay. And then I realized that it's getting me more close range kills. And it's just like you can actually use that kind of stuff to figure out what your team is missing on, or we're not getting enough power weapons. Are we, what are we struggling on? What am I individually struggling on? And it's actually made me a better player. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very interesting indeed. I like, just checking out stats.
Maybe
Changing
I need
the
to go
game.
on there because I'm terrible. I haven't.
It ain't gonna help.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Maybe I should figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Your stats ain't gonna be on there. You ain't no pro player. But anyways, is Hugh still in school? He's still in school, right?
Yes, he is.
I can't imagine.
He's still in high school. He's only 16 years old.
Yeah, that's insane. I bet he's like super popular in school.
How did this team form though? Because everybody thought Hugh was not going to leave E6.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh.
Everybody
Yeah.
thought CLG and E6 was going to stay.
I didn't know if he was going to leave either. I didn't know because another option for myself is just Boo Boo Dubu as well. I feel like he's a very solid player, and I thought if that duo was sticking together, then I might try and get myself onto that team in some situation. But honestly, I just kind of talked to Kyler, and I know he wants to win. He had a couple tournaments in Call of Duty that he got second place. He's placed second place like 6 times or something like that, and I know he just wants to get that win under his belt. And I know he's going to do whatever it takes to do that. And I know there were a couple of situations in Call of Duty where he got asked to join a team, and he said no, and then 2 of his teammates ended up joining that team that he said no to. So I think he kind of has experience and is a lot more mature than his age would represent that as. Because when I was that young, I had no clue what I was doing team-wise or whatever. It was just kind of, yeah, that sounds good. I'll just go over there. And I really feel like he just kind of joined our team and was like, this is a really good opportunity for myself. I care about Jesse a lot because they're really good friends and they're close. But he even talked to Jesse, and Jesse is Boo Boo, and he was pretty cool about it. Said, that's a great opportunity. You know, if you want to do that and you feel like that's your best chance, then take it. So, good friend in him as well to kind of give him the okay.
Yeah, he's not gonna hold his friend back from playing with legends in Halo. I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't do it either.
yeah, that is a great opportunity. I would never pass it up. Envy has been together for about a month or 2 now. Has the team met your expectations, and what is the team's weakest attribute right now? What do you think that the team needs work on the most?
Our team right now. Wait, you're referring to Envy roster, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Our team right now. I think our weakest attribute right now is just our consistency, but that just is coming with being a new team. Other than that, I don't really feel like we have one specific type of game type. Like, it's not like just Slayer, just Capture the Flag, or just Strongholds that, we're kind of like weak at. We just have certain game types within those rotations that are weaker than others. But honestly, I feel like when we're playing our best, then it doesn't matter. It all clicks and it feels amazing, just like, the CLG roster, you see them all click and it doesn't look like they have a weakness. And I feel like that's where we have the potential to get to with more and more practice.
Yeah. Speaking of CLG, you guys scared them off the internet. I don't know what happened.
We've seen nothing of them.
It's like the zero dark 30.
They went into like a dark cave with nothing but Halo 5, and they're just grinding so hard right now. They're not gonna let.
I'm sure they are. They should be, to be honest. Like they can't be complacent. They always talk about that. I know Snakebite's not one to just be like, all right, we've won enough. Let's just relax. Like I'm sure he's keeping everyone on track. I'm sure right after that series lost to us, they were talking about exactly what went wrong for the next few days, if anything, and just to try and minimize those mistakes that were made. So I respect them. I respect everyone on that team. So
they're gonna.
I'm sure they'll come out.
They're gonna come out hot this coming season. So I mean,
I'm
sure they're on the grind
after for some more competition. I feel like a lot of the teams are close.
I know I am as a fan. This is like this can't get any better. As a fan, the storylines are great this season, and I'm really excited.
It's just the Envy and CLG first match when they match up together is going to bring so much hype with it because their scrim wasn't streamed. They know what the outcome was, but no one got to watch it. Exactly.
Why do you guys do that to us?
I wanted to watch that, see how close.
That was like everybody was waiting
so
for that.
Intense.
Oh, everyone is waiting for that. I know that. Honestly, I thought that they would stream it. I'm at my girlfriend's in Canada, and I know my teammates don't stream in general. Like none of my other 3 teammates, and then I'm the streamer on the team, and my girlfriend's internet in Canada is kind of rough. And obviously like didn't want to go into that series with any type of excuses.
Yes,
Just wanted to make
exactly.
sure that I was on point, wasn't focusing on my chat or anything like that. And
Right.
I'm sure that they were thinking the same thing, but at the same time, they've also given a lot of other teams crap for not streaming, and
Really?
I feel like that was kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
a little hypocritical in a way, but at the same time, it's like I know they were trying to just focus on the scrim as well, because we've been hyped up. They've been hearing things in chats like, oh, Envy's going to be the CLG killer, and as a team that's seen nothing but success, it's got to be a little bit annoying because of
Yeah.
how they've so dominantly won the past
Yeah.
few tournaments.
Yeah. Now, recently, very recently, you've been pretty vocal on Twitter about the new settings in the HCS. Now, when it comes to 3-for-3, there are times when it feels like they're reaching out for feedback to the community and to the pros, and then it seems like they go in a totally different direction for some reason. Is this a communication problem, and can it be fixed, or is it, I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think there needs to be more communication. We talked to them before they put the settings in the playlist, and then that was at the beginning of the season, like the beginning of the month, and then we talked to them again at the very end of the month. So that was 3.5, 4 weeks later, it felt like. And I feel like when new settings are trying to be implemented, every week there needs to be a conversation of, what do you think about these? And then that week there needs to be a hot patch on some of the things that were taken into consideration, instead of it being a month of these settings that people are still just railing into nonstop. If it gets such a strong lashback, then it's obvious that that's not what people want to play, that's not what people want to see, and they could update some of the settings more so. It just felt like a lot of the changes that were trying to be made was just switching a shotgun with a scatter shot.
Yeah.
And it's that's not really changing much in my
Right.
opinion. You want to change things in the game that's going to change how the game is played. In my opinion, there's too many power weapons on these maps.
Yes, please.
Eden
Of
Slayer.
course.
Preach.
Yeah, it's just you got Eden Slayer, and there's a rocket, a shotgun, and a sniper that's on rotation at all times. Then you got Rig with a caster that has 15 shots in it. It takes 2 to
Jeez.
kill, that I can use for an entire 2.5 minutes and pick up the new one.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's too many power weapons on the map, and I feel like it's really hard to get back control
Yeah.
because of the starting loadouts. You got an AR and a pistol. You can't do much with that when you got
No.
someone flying at you with scatter shot to your left, caster to your right, and then a guy
Right.
sniping from a distance right on the other
Yeah.
outside catwalk. It's
Yeah.
I feel like that's what a part of the part of the huge snowballing is, and
Yeah.
then not to mention how many the railgun is the strongest power weapon I think I've seen in any Halo in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be used like a sniper across the map. It can be used up close like a rocket launcher, and it's a one-shot kill with a very big hit radius.
Right.
So it just seems like there's a ton of power weapons on the map, and when one team gets control of those, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, yeah, and you see that a lot in Halo 5 more than other Halo games. You see a lot of one-sided games, which before I didn't see that many one-sided games in H2A and other H3.
Yeah.
Games were usually fairly close, but in Halo 5 you can get 100-0 stronghold
right?
games.
Yeah.
It's
no,
very
seriously, it is
very
like that.
very one-sided, and you can see that, and maybe you can think, well, maybe the game might be broke a little.
It's
broke.
no, it's even an example is when we played CLG in that scrim, they staked us in 2 of the Slayers, and we staked them in 2 of the Slayers.
Yeah.
It's just this does I don't understand, because
Exactly.
usually good teams that are that good don't really get staked like that
Yes. Yeah.
consistently, and it's 4 stakes out of 6 games played. It just seems
Yes,
kind of
it's just
there's
too.
something isn't balanced right.
Yeah, there's it's too hard to break setups, and when they get control of power weapons, and I can see a game going one-sided very easily, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
You kind of answered this question. What do you think needs to be done to what kind of settings would you like to see? What kind of changes would you like to see made? I'm guessing less power weapons or just less ammo in the power
Yeah,
weapons.
I think to start, either removing a scatter shot or a sniper, just removing some of that stuff that is added. I feel unnecessarily. I feel like Truth could play really well without even a fuel rod.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of maps in the past like Amplified and Onslaught that are some of the most enjoyable as a spectator to watch, because you see how the teamwork is working, and you see the flanks and the rotations and how they are in point. But with power weapons, it's you can just create so many openings and then just swarm and take over games. But I think either a small removal to start, or the doubles playlist. I feel like the ammo and the weapons in the doubles playlist, they're all cut in half. You got a caster, I think, with just 5 shots.
Yeah.
A sniper with 4, or a sniper with 8 shots instead of 12. The rockets with just 2 shots. I think that would be a good start as well.
And there could be a lot of other things done, like putting them on longer spawn times.
Yeah, I mean that's fine too.
Yeah, like instead of 2 minutes, you can go 3 minutes or even 4 for like, and have the power weapon only spawn twice in a game or something like that. You know, so you have to set up twice for that power weapon instead of like 5 times, or makes it less.
It's probably frustrating too, like learning all these new like settings all the time going to season 2 though.
Yeah, they're fairly new, these settings.
I'm saying, like, it's like every season, like, there's some kind of settings.
Something.
And,
They should, they're
used
fairly
to one
new.
thing, and then, like, okay, now we have to get used to this thing before we go to a tournament.
Yeah. We have to talk a little bit about this situation that's been going down last day or two, since we are about HCS news. Stellar and E6 kind of got into some drama. It's a little bit crazy. E6 is getting a little bit crazy on Twitter and on Stellar and commonly. So, do you, in light of this situation, do you think that there needs to be rules in place for orgs to be protected from players and players to be protected from orgs?
Honestly, it just seems like there's just not enough official contracts fast enough. I think both these situations from both sides could have been prevented in a manner way. Because I mean, Stellar was getting information from Kratos, who fabricates multiple different things, and then instead he needs to just talk straight to the org owner.
Yeah.
I know that I think I don't know if they heard that they were supposed to be getting a certain amount from the org specifically, or if it was just from Kratos that they were hearing this information from. But if there's any discrepancies or whatever, if the org promised 2,500 and then they said no, we're just going to give you 1,500, that's an issue. But overall, I mean, I feel like players, once they're under contract, they're pretty much they are owned for the most part, in terms of what's available, and then the decisions after that, whether they can leave, whether they can be bought out, or all that are pretty much all on the organization. They can pretty much decide what they want to do with you. And it just seems like the players have a lot of control in the league itself with seeds and that type of stuff, but overall I feel like organizations hold a lot of power in terms of if you upset them a lot, then they can just decide not to give up your contract and make it so you can't play for anyone else. But I don't know, I think it's just mutually it's going to be hard to get both sides to the point where they both feel secure, because one side needs to have a little more security than the other, but it's it's just a really touchy situation.
It is. It would be very difficult to manage. You don't want to give a player more power than org more power than a player.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's and I've heard suggestions of pro player unions. Have you guys have players ever talked about that at all?
We haven't talked about that too much as a unit. That I've heard that since MLG days back in the day, and people were like, oh, we should get this player union to figure out what game types and stuff, and that was just for game types back then. But in terms of internally, I mean, we kind of have a players association with when we talk to 343 or ESL or whoever it is about certain game type and stuff, but there's only so much we can do as a unit, and we can't really get into other teams' legal terms. I can't talk for another player about their organization while I'm under my organization. So there's really only so much we can do. But in terms of game types and stuff, maybe I think the players just need to be more open. Maybe they need to be more I don't know what the word I'm looking for. They need to open up Microsoft Word and write exactly what you think about these game types and what's wrong with them, and then send that to 343.
We want essays, 3 pages,
no, that's
double
what they
spaced.
Want. They want us to practice these game types, but if we give them each one player from each team gives them a long description of these game types, then I guarantee they'll read that and listen, rather than us just going and being assault is trash.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, that worked. Assault is not in. Okay.
Well, I mean, I posted a couple things about why the game type was broken, and I feel like honestly, assault could have been good if some of the fixes that we talked about could have been implemented. I don't know how much work that takes on the inside, or if it's really hard to do coding wise. So, but honestly, it just feels like we could have accomplished more during this off season in terms of game types, because they wanted to get stuff changed. They wanted to see changes within the game types to keep it fresh, and we ended up getting minimal changes really, and adding a scatter shot to regret, which I felt was pretty fine before, but overall it just didn't seem like too much was done. But I
Okay.
definitely appreciate them, helping or talking to the players, regardless of
Yeah, at
how
least
much
they're
is
trying
done.
to cater to you guys and make it grow a
Yeah,
little bit.
they made an effort.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they definitely want to include the players and they want to talk to the players. I just feel like it needs to be communicated better, maybe on both ways, because we don't give them the information that they need properly enough, and then I feel like we need to talk to them more frequently. Like
Right.
every week when game types are being discussed, it needs to
Yeah.
be okay. Like, what is your ranking on these this week? What is your ranking on these this week,
Yeah.
or something?
And tell them Empire strongholds can be removed as well.
Yeah, I think I thought Overgrowth Strongholds had more potential than Empire Strongholds.
Yeah.
Because that game
Stronghold
type
tab.
is, I don't even like watching it. When this is not a question. When Lethal left EG and went to
God.
CLG and you guys beat them at X Games, he was probably pretty salty. You cannot let EG beat you. At least not the first
no,
time around. You
No, that
cannot
can't
be
happen.
salty like that. You
Mhm.
gotta win. You gotta win.
I wouldn't be super publicly salty, but when I get
Yeah,
back
when you
behind
get
my
back
clothes,
home.
I'm
So
thinking,
just
this
whatever
is-
you do,
put my head down. This is
whenever
not
you-
real.
Whenever you play EG, just make sure you win.
Yeah,
I'm
trust
just-
me, I'll be doing whatever I can. If I go 120% every sprint game versus them, just because I just can't. I don't want to lose.
Yeah. Last week we did a game with Ace. It's called Teammate Trivia, and we're gonna do this again with you. Let's show Ace's clip from last week. One of them, anyways. We asked, or had Hines send us a question, and Hines said, "How many team lanes does Triggerdown beat SQ in 09?" And here is your multiple choice: A, 2 times; B, 3 times; or C, 4 times.
Just only triggers down versus SQ lands in 09. Probably 4 times.
And the answer is LOL. I honestly don't even know. I think it was 3, but it should make him laugh.
That was the best answer.
It's probably 10. We land all the time, and we didn't get close to beating them, to be honest.
All right. All right, so we are going to play Teammate Trivia with Snipedown today. I don't know if you saw that clip, if you were watching the stream or
I
not.
wasn't able to.
Okay, so let's roll Teammate Trivia intro. All right. Better hope you know your teammates.
Well, it's a new team,
Let's say,
so
like,
maybe
you
not.
gotta get
All right, before we get started with this, I want to say one thing. Did anybody else during the teammate trivia with Ace think he just fell asleep when he decided to go? Did his head just fell down out of nowhere? That's why I almost
No.
started. I almost
Slightly
started laughing because his head just dropped and
Uh-huh.
just laid there. Like, what's going on?
Okay, Teammate Trivia. We normally reach out to your teammates and have them give us questions that you must answer about them. We only got alumni to give us a question because the other
Other
people
didn't reply.
the
to
other-
No,
this.
trust me, they're hard to get a hold of.
I can't get a hold of him, so I made some up, but we got one from alumni anyways. All right, so what was the very first the name of the very first team Huke played Halo on? All right, I'll give you some multiple choices here. Was it A, Dishonor, B, Disobey, or C, Distraction, or B, Destroy? And then you can look at if you're on the stream.
I'm not gonna look at.
You
stuff.
can look at the
Well,
chat. Come on, I mean, I don't.
Oh, the
I'm,
chat.
I'm
Alright,
sure
let me pull it
because
up
they
real
might
quick.
give you the wrong answer.
They might. I don't know if anybody even watching.
He's looking stumped. That's
Well,
what,
What was
it is.
A?
A is Dishonor, B Disobey, C Distraction, and B Destroy.
I'll just go with Disobey.
That's,
Disobey is the right
Nice.
answer.
All right.
Good.
5
Good
points
job.
for you.
it was picked up by the now.
Disobey was the team name. Okay, now
All right.
moving on.
Okay, this one was on. I don't know if you'll know this one.
He should know this
All right.
one.
Which
mean-
one of your teammates got D pants at an event and posted on YouTube.
Oh my god, that's a big one. I was right there. I'm just not in the video. I was right outside.
I stumbled across that.
That was too much. That was too much.
That was too much.
That was
You know,
way too much.
he
I felt
found
bad.
this. He found the video
Yeah.
a couple years ago, and I'm like, how is this not viral?
The thing is, it's funny. It was a recommended video,
Who did
so
it?
I was
Joe
like,
Price?
"What have I been watching to get this video?"
Yeah, I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad for Austin.
He's gonna hate us for just
I
even
know.
bringing it up.
Yeah, people in the chat are gonna look it up now.
Oh,
Oh
great.
no!
He just brought that video back.
Whose channel is that on?
I'd flag it for
I don't know.
copyright right
Yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah.
Like, get this off.
Dang, we just all right. Okay, here's another question for Snipedown. What year did Pistola join Final Boss? A, 2008, B, 2009, or C, 2010?
2010.
Sorry, it was 2009.
Oh.
No,
No, wait.
dang it. I know they started killing it.
Wait,
in
no, wait, you're
2010.
right. It was 2010.
I was like,
Was it
wait.
2010?
Yeah.
Alright. I was like, if he joined in 2009, then they weren't
I'm-
doing too well.
I-
'Cause
I'm
he was on TD all of 09.
Yeah, it was 10. It was
Yeah.
10.
Yeah,
Sorry
it
about
was
that.
2010.
So you
All right.
are 3
Yeah.
for 3.
Yeah.
If he gets this one, he beats 8 score.
Definitely. We're going to have to put up a
How
leaderboard.
many questions do I get?
4.
You got one
Oh.
more.
You got one more.
Okay.
And this is from alumni himself. So
Yeah.
we're going to put up the graphic. Put up the graphic for alumni's question. What is alumni's best placing as a, or wait, sorry.
Oh.
No.
That's-
Wrong
yeah.
question. Wrong question.
I was about to say, I'm getting this wrong.
No. That was one I made up. Okay, what is alumni's
Like ninja,
ninja
stance.
stance? That's what it was. Ask him if he. Okay, here it goes. Ask him if he knows what the stance alumni does, or what ninja stance alumni does. I'm hoping he remembers. That's what he said.
It was not. He didn't give us.
Okay, and I don't know the. I asked him.
Here's
for,
the problem.
He didn't
Marcus
give
has
us.
been on a dabbing spree, but I don't think that's good.
It's the dab. No, the dabbing.
He didn't really
spree.
give us an answer. He just sent us a photo. So I don't even.
Yeah, how are you supposed to answer with a photo? I asked him what the answer is, and the answer is show the answer.
Yeah, it should be
I
a
don't
photo
know what the hell
somewhere.
this means.
A ninja pose, huh?
He says
Is
you.
it just gonna be? I don't know if I would remember that. Actually, dude, Marcus is like super like acrobatic. That dude can do flips and stuff. It's pretty
Really?
cool. I'm trying to. The only thing I couldn't think of it. He would just have to be like standing up, like holding like like almost like a sword or something, like on his
That's
side.
cl-
That's
that's
all I could
close.
really think of.
Yeah, it's
Like kind of
pretty
like
close.
crouching, like
It's
oh,
almost.
what his
like
arms, his back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I will take that.
Did
Run it
you
like
do
a-
it? You did it.
Yeah, I think it's
Kind
pretty
of.
close.
I had my arms more down than I did back.
Are you frozen?
That's hilarious, though.
I don't know. Yeah. So, you got 3. Well, I guess he got that one kind of.
I would give him that because
Kinda. You can
that's
give me a half point just so I can beat Aaron.
I'm pretty sure that counts.
that counts. He was. I mean, he really didn't give us an answer. He gave us a pose, and that looked like the pose.
It kind
So
of kind of looked like the pose.
He
Yeah.
beat Ace.
So you got them all right.
You got him all
And
right.
for that, we're gonna send you this really cool shirt.
Yeah,
All right. Dang, it's already made.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. We're
yeah.
quick.
we got that.
We're
Pretty
quick.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be pimping in this thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited to get that.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's got your Twitter and everything like
All
that.
right. Yeah, definitely. I need some more swag.
And I don't know if it should be big enough.
Yeah.
What do you
Is that
think?
medium,
What do you
right?
think?
Medium.
Fit you?
That-
Medium.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be
Okay,
good.
Okay,
Medium will
yeah,
be
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
large enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I had
Yeah,
fun.
it's great.
Yeah.
And we're excited to see you guys play this coming week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah, I think I might be streaming some streaming some scrims tonight. That was a butcher, but yeah. So I guess
Streaming
if people want to
scrims.
watch that, they can.
You need
But
to get
yeah, thank you
Pistola
guys
to
so much for
stream.
having me on.
That's
What?
Pistol, you need to get him to stream.
Yeah.
haven't
No,
seen
I
him
know.
in
Trust me, my
ages.
chat will just be like entertained by him talking to them like through our through our TeamSpeak channel. It's pretty funny.
and
I'll just
tell-
like go do something for 5 minutes. I come back and everyone's just spamming the chat. Ola stream, Ola stream. We want Ola. I'm just like okay, Justin.
And tell them to bring
Funny.
the Bieber hair back because I really miss it.
Yeah,
really
we should
do.
just all bring our OG hairstyles back.
Oh,
I'll get a pop
please.
back on
sure.
top of my head,
Dude, that'd be so
like, right,
sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Austin can grow his hair back out.
All right.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see you guys play. We're going to be rooting for you guys. So put on a good show for us fans. And we'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Snipedown. So I don't know who's going to be on next week. We haven't really decided.
We haven't decided, or I haven't really contacted
we haven't
anybody
been,
either.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll
so
get somebody.
we will see
We
you.
should
What?
talk about that.
Okay, the UGC land, of course. The UGC land has got lots of open spots, and it's got tickets for sale for spectators. It's going to be lit. You got to be there. It's the first Midwest land of the year, probably of all year. It's going to
all
be
year.
crazy. All the pro teams are going to be there, maybe,
Hopefully.
probably.
Snipedown said they're probably
They
going to
probably
make it
should
out
be
there.
there. So make sure you guys make plans to get there. Go to UGC events website or Twitter, and you'll see all the information for hotel and everything else. So
Tickets,
it's in
shirts.
October, the
28th.
Halloween weekend. So it's also going to be Halloween themed, I think. So we're going to have a lot of fun
Oh, yeah.
with that. And make sure you come there and talk to us because we're going to be there. We probably will be on stream as well if you don't come. So you'll see us there as well. So. And also, you follow our Twitter at HCS_now and YouTube, HCS Now, and UGC's Twitter at UGC Events. And be here next week, and we'll have another show for you guys to watch at probably Monday. We're going to do it on Monday now? Well, we'll tweet it out.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much.